Is Quest 3 worth it in 2025? Absolutely, 100%. That's the end of the video, right? Well, stick around because I definitely want to tell y'all why it's worth it and give like some insights. And my Quest 3 is right here and everything, so I definitely want to talk about what I have a Quest 3, I have a Quest 3S, I have a Quest 2, I have the OG Quest. I've been covering VR for a long time, and I really wanted to talk about this and just the insights of virtual reality in totality. So I feel that Quest 3 is worth it, especially as the new year. We literally just started the new year of 2025, so I feel like this is a great video to make. And Quest 3 100% is worth it. Let's cover why. Like, yes, I can cover some cons on it too, of course, but I definitely want to cover why it's worth it. Like, it's not a perfect essential buy, you know what I mean? But you can really buy this and get at least your money's worth to an extent, and I want to cover that. So first of all, overall bang for your buck. If you want to get into virtual reality in the simplest way possible, the easiest way possible, then this is the way to go. Getting yourself a Quest 3. It has, from the updates that I have seen from like maybe right before like when Quest 2 started really skyrocketing, Quest 2 had a massive skyrocket. I feel like Quest 3 didn't get as much hype as the Quest 2 did towards that second half of a Quest 2, especially during pandemic days and all that. But Quest 3, yes, in terms of graphics, updates, UI, and just how much easier it is now, they made it far more simplified to get into Quest 3. So yes, absolutely, just due to that alone. Also the cost of it, right? We know the cost of the Quest 3 is, it's expensive to an extent in hindsight, of course, especially if you get like insurance and stuff. You always want to get stuff like that when you're dealing with virtual reality, because if you mess up or you smudge some of your lenses or you kind of crack it or something happens in terms of wear, or if you're buying external sources like a head strap, like kind of like this, if you buy like any type of head strap, of course you had to drop extra money on all that stuff and how you're going to configure your controls, whatever you're getting. That's where I meant in the merchandise essence, where you're buying other stuff that can really like complement your Quest 2 or Quest 3 usage. I'm so used to saying Quest 2 all the time. I'm an OG VR person. But yes, it does get pricey up into that extent. I mean, you could be looking into like the $600, $700 ranges when you start buying the things you actually need for it. But if you're just gonna buy it, pick it up, play, I mean, it's good to go. I have a Quest 3S and a Quest 3. I like the Quest 3 better because pancake lenses, but Quest 3S is just kind of Quest 2 on steroids, basically. I feel that Quest 3 is something that's monumental for gaming. I ask questions on this all the time on my polls and my community, and I always ask, you know, like, is virtual reality still the future of gaming? Everybody still believes that VR is a future of gaming. Some people believe that we might go more into a portable handheld type situation and then go into VR. Some people think it might just be straight up into glasses or contact lenses, not the way that VR headsets are shaped. But all in all, if you're looking at least the idea and you're optimistic about the future of gaming, I think Quest 3 does that. The thing that is never really futuristic with Quest is that a majority of their games are not up to par graphics wise. I know a lot of people always really flame Quest for that too, because it is a standalone. Again, that's pretty hard. I mean, depending on what GPUs you're going to be wearing on your head, functioning like a full PC on your head, I don't know when we'll get any type of respectable graphics. But if you do look at recent games like the Batman game, full recency bias, of course, very good looking game of the year, VR game of the year. Then you look at Asgard's Wrath. I think that's something that is going to be something. Contractors is great for the FPS performance, and for somebody who's really looking to get a respectable game, like a Warzone type game, BR game. I think Contractors has Extraction now, also a brand new Extraction essential to it. Lots of in-house mods. So in terms of performance and an overall bang for your buck in games, those are some of the games that I really enjoy. Beat Saber will always be the baby face of VR, at least for now. It kind of gives you that you go into that VR space where you really feel like you're in a futuristic room when you play Beat Saber. So I think that's something. But those are games that I explain because those will really make VR what it is at the end of the day. I know they're really pushing the mixed reality and the hand tracking. Those are not perfect by any means. But again, if you are optimistic about Quest 3, then yes, it's a best bang for your buck. It's a bargain. You know, it's great for budgeting. And then overnight, it can become PCVR whenever you decide it to be. If you get something like, you know, even as much as I'm talking about Quest 3, I still don't like the overall hindsight idea of just a standalone. But if you're using a Quest 3 and you get a PC, you now have yourself a PCVR at a fraction of the cost of like a primarily usage type PCVR headset. There are some elite PCVR headsets that are going to look amazing, but Quest can do that at a fraction of the cost. So if you have it as a standalone for a long time and you feel like, damn, I really want to take it to the next level, or I want to play games like Phasmophobia VR. That's one of my favorite PC VR games to play. Such a shame that they don't have that as a standalone, but they are on console now, so maybe they will come to a standalone. But me, Phasmophobia VR, but I know other people look at like Boneworks or Half-Life Alyx, which are kind of already dated, but still look damn good on PC VR because it is a PC usage. But that's where it goes into the opposition of that. It's, you can make Quest 3 overnight PC VR at a fraction of the cost, which is cool. But again, I still like a PSVR 2 more, but it's not as ease of usage because it's not focused primarily on just the headset. PSVR 2 is more of an extension of the PS5 in terms of gaming capability because you just are literally hardwired to your PlayStation, and it can somewhat adopt a hybrid format, kind of like an extension, a side chick of VR. I think VR is only on that level right now where it still needs something to uplift it to make it that experience, which is why PCVR is always going to be the adequate usage if you want to do virtual reality. But Quest 3 takes it to that higher level to where it's not looks wise, aesthetic wise, or not in terms of performance wise, but it does take it to that higher level where it becomes mobile, to where it's a respectable mobile, right? It's not just a mobile phone on your face now. It's a lot more in terms of just being able to be wireless and do whatever you want, and voila, you just need your phone to like sync a few things so you can really, maybe it helps you out in terms you can't configure it in your headset, you can still configure it in your phone. Those are huge purposes to have a Quest 3, and it allows, and it introduces you, right? A lot of people were talking about Apple Vision Pro and all that stuff, and since it didn't really make as much noise as it should have made, I feel that Quest is always going to be the overall example for people just due to its entry level. Its barrier entry is very, very low, kind of. You know, I put that in quotations because it is a lot more expensive now. And they do offer, of course, as always, your controllers. So you will always have, you know, a gamer feeling. It's a gamer first headset. So before it is a mixed reality and all this other like stuff, VR can be real gimmicky at times. So Quest 3, just having a notion of being gaming first is cool. Now the graphics are going to take a while for every game and every dev to catch up on, because of course it's money and it's very difficult to do these things. And there's a lot of settings also that don't really adhere to everyone at times, right? They try to make it as universal as they can. But some people like, you know, snap rotation. Some people like the smooth locomotion. Some people like different scenarios depending on the blue light, and they have adapted so many things, or people that are like, you know, physically incapable to do certain things where you have to stand up and duck and do all these things with full body tracking coming around and getting better and better with AI. Those are all like advanced features that I'm talking about, but they can still be very well done within this Quest 3, which is pretty cool. And Quest 3 is a very optimistic thing where you have to understand that like it's still early in its process, not too early, because we're obviously, when you see a game like Batman, you're like, oh yeah, that's a cool game. Like this is like, I feel like I'm playing virtual reality. Even Asgard's Wrath 2 was really good. Like it really felt like you're playing a VR game, and that's what you really understand. And I don't know to what extent. It just depends on what type of VR gamer you are too. Like, are you sedentary, or do you like to get up, or do you like games like Thrill of the Fight 2? Like those are very important also. But it is very worth it. To just really conclude everything, it's fun if you want to use it for exercising. I use it to exercise. I play Thrill of the Fight. I play Beat Saber. I play like other games that are making me sweat a little bit more. I feel like those, especially Thrill of the Fight or like the NFL Pro era, like games like that, I feel like that is huge. Those are huge things for like sweating and stuff. So I love it for being active, especially if I'm playing like sedentary games too much. Like I like to play a lot like this, where I'm just kind of chilling like this and this angle like this on my stream. So when I do my VR, even if it's off stream or if I want to record some content, I'm glad to be getting up and sweating a little bit and moving around. So it is a great excuse for you to like want to work out without it being like a designated workout aspect. Like, oh, I got to work out today. You know what I mean? So Fitness would be a huge thing, or just movement in general, and it helps you keep track of it. Another thing is also just a different approach to gaming is always fun. It's always lighthearted to see different types of games, although a lot of games feel youthful because VR is very much in a youthful stage still. So although it feels youthful, I mean, aside from like VR chat, which has a bunch of weird shit going on there at times, through all ages, I think that it is very, very fun. And VR chat is something that I felt could be way, like if they do a few more updates to it, the way it looks, a full remaster of it or something, that can really be taken to another level too, for sure. So that's something to really look into if you're looking at your Quest 3. But yeah, all in all, Quest 3 100% worth it. I think it's something people will really regret not getting into if they don't try it out sooner. And it is fun. Now, it is a hassle. Now, here's kind of like the downfalls of it before I really wrap everything up. The downfall is that it is really hard to stream. To this day, you can't stream standalone. So you can go on Facebook Live, but you can't really stream to like your actual gaming accounts, like Twitch and all that. You have to be connected to a PC for that. And once you be connected to a PC, there's two ways to be connected to a PC. That's where it really confuses people. People still don't understand that to this day. You have to be either connected to a PC through casting, which means you're still technically in a standalone format. You're just mirroring it on a larger thing. It's like connecting it to an HDMI, right? You know how you connect something to an HDMI? Like if you have a iPad, you connect it to an HDMI and you put it onto your TV, it just gets bigger, right? It's the same way with casting. All casting does is make your VR bigger, and you could cast to a phone or a PC, but that doesn't necessarily turn it into PCVR where you can start reading chat on a stream and start doing different things with the stream. You have to technically be like actually connected to PCVR, which means through linking, through actually doing that. And when that comes around, that's when it gets harder to really understand VR. And that's where you're not really using a Quest anymore. You're kind of just in PCVR in totality. You can get any headset for that. So Quest 3, yes, if you plan on using it for what it is, knowing that it's entry level, not the best graphics all day, and knowing that it can just introduce you to that whole world of virtual reality. And you're not really missing out anything with Quest. You're gonna get some of the best things, some of the best promotions, some of the best marketing all in Quest. It's the most commercialized VR approach, and it's the most consumed because it's cheaper. And yeah, but it could be PC VR whenever you want it to be. If you have a PC right now and like you do PC gaming, you literally have PC VR. You just get a Quest. So easy. But yeah, hard to stream. Not the best like up front, but it's the best overall bang for your buck. That's kind of doesn't make sense, but you know what I mean? But yeah, y'all let me know what's up, man. Y'all rocking with a Quest 3. Again, this is my Quest 3 is right here with me. I play with it a lot. Quest 3S I don't use as much because it just feels like a Quest 2 due to those lenses. But my Quest 3, I love it because pancake lenses all day for sure. And also, I love the approach. All right, if I'm tired, I just want to game and I want to do VR. I don't want to be connected to a PC all day or doing anything like that. I don't really put on my PSVR 2. I put on my Quest instead. I just kind of vibe out and exercise or box or something like that. But yeah, y'all let me know what y'all think, man. Peace.